What loophole did you exploit 4 years before someone found out? I paid $300 a month to park a really pimped out van in a heated garage in Boston. If you parked front and no one could see you. Found a spot near an electrical outlet and ran a line into the van. Paid for a $10 gym across the street that was open for 24 hours so I had all the hot showers I wanted. Served at a nearby restaurant so ate most of my meals for free. Watched TV on my laptop with the free Wi-Fi from the coffee shop above me. Literally lived in downtown Boston for $310 a month while I went to college. There is an app for a local burger chain where it allows you to roll the dice to get a code for a free double patty burger upgrade. It was designed so you could only try it once per day and it even shows the date of the roll on the code so the cashier could verify it. However, I found out that you can just change the date on your phone and try again immediately. If you got nothing, change it again and just keep going until you get the code. Then, when you got the code, you change the date back to current date and the app updates the code so it looks like you rolled it today. I got free burger upgrades for years until they finally got rid of the feature altogether. I don't know if anyone ever figured out this exploit. They removed it for other reasons. When I was a kid there was a payphone down the street that if you put your quarter in made a call but no one answered it would give you back 2 quarters. Went there all the time and called home when I knew no one was there to answer. I went to a sporting goods store and they asked me for my phone number when I was paying. I was in a bad mood and didn't want to fight with the clerk so I told them our local area code 555-1212, which is the old number for directory assistance. Clerk accepted it and I left. When I checked my receipt I had a huge number of loyalty points because apparently a ton of other people did the same thing. I called the office the next day and switched the account to my new address. A half dozen times over the next few years, I went and got free stuff with all the points that I kept racking up as one of their most loyal customers. The McDonald's app used to have an entry in the order book for garlic parmesan fries that you only found through the search option. It cost $0. Every time I ordered it I got free regular fries. Also you can set the drink option on Happy Meals to coffee, which is not really a loophole but handy. Parking meters took credit cards, but they weren't actually connected to live network at all times. The machine just confirmed the card number was valid and was not expired, then spit out a valid pass. So when my card number got stolen and replaced, I kept my old, cancelled card. Of course when the system tried to run the card later it would be declined. My car and I were long gone by then. Sadly they wised up and now it charges your card before giving you a pass. Worked out how to get the jackpot every time on a Connect 4 fruit machine in a pub I used to drink in. It would cost about £5.10 before you get into the bonus round. Then when you did, you'd play a Connect 4 game against the machine. You place the first counter, and then after the machine places the next counter, you mirror the machine's move. Every game ends in a draw, and you win the jackpot, which was £50. The pub landlord removed the machine after around 3 months as it was regularly empty. Basically paid for my drinking and more for 3 months. One week the local Chick-fil-A put a coupon in a local coupon magazine flyer which was buy one, get one free, any item on the menu. Next to that coupon they had a 50% off any menu item. I carefully checked, and neither coupon mentioned cannot be combined with any other offer anywhere on it. So I ran out to the local grocery store and grabbed a stack of these flyers. Sure enough the next week the offer was gone, but it was too late to stop me. I spent almost 2 years as a grad student living almost exclusively off of 128 count nugget platters that I would get for 25% of the cost. First half off, second free. Place went under new management and they put up a sign saying they would no longer be accepting those coupons. Not entirely sure if that was due solely to me or if anyone else was pulling the same thing. I had about 20 coupon pairs left when they shut it down. Still ongoing. Thanks to the charge card I was granted top tier elite status with a hotel chain. I downgraded 6 years ago but the status remained. The hotel chain went through a merger but since I had retained the status for over 10 years I was given lifetime top status in the new program that was created. Back in 1999-2000 there was this web advertising company called All Advantage. You could install their ad banner on your computer and it would occupy like the bottom 15% of your screen and show you ads, and AA would pay you for the time you were exposed to the ads. Of course they had basic measures in place like stopping your accumulated time if your screensaver came on or your computer went to sleep. But all it took was a simple program that would keep your mouse slowly moving while you're actually away IRL, and the AA clock would keep on ticking. Not sure if keeping it running at all times I was away IRL ended up being cost effective in regards to cost of electricity, but I was a teenager living with my parents so I didn't care about that. I think I pulled maybe $500 or so before the company went under. Local casino issued a $20 free play coupon in the newspaper with no expiration date. I talked to the newspaper delivery guy and asked him about that copy, and he told me he's got hundreds of them in the van as they were a few days old now. I got all of them, clipped out the coupons and proceeded to make $19.50 every day after work for around 500 or so days. Not quite years, but pretty damn close. The casino never printed a coupon without expiration, one per customer rules ever since. My family used to go to this campground in the summer and rent a little cabin for like a week. In the main building there was a little arcade, mostly older games, and a football table, and an air hockey table. What most people didn't know was the air hockey table was broke. If you put quarters in, you could push the plunger to start the machine and then get your quarters back if you did it just right. Couple of years in a row were super fun because me and one other kid that knew would keep air hockey going for the entire time. The arcade would be filled with kids who would often play other games while waiting their turn at air hockey. They must have found out after a few years though, because one year we went back and it was fixed. The arcade was also a complete ghost town, and the campground made no money off it after that. That's when I fully realized and understood the concept of a loss leader at like 13 years old. My old job, I worked at a pretty large gym, gold level, like the third highest level. Monthly fee was $79 for the gold membership, but employees got a free diamond membership. Worked there for a year and a half before I quit, but my account was never deactivated. Been going there for a while completely free, still not found out. Diamond membership is like $200 a month. Used to work at Starbucks like 7 years ago, and they used to print these receipts where if you filled out a survey it would give you a 6-digit code which you could then exchange for a free drink. However, when you gave in the receipt with the code, we would just toss it in the garbage and then give the free drink. So over a shift I would just keep all the survey receipts when people didn't want them, write random numbers on them, then keep a wallet full of free coffee. Since I already got tons of free drinks, I would give them to homeless people and explain it was good for a free coffee. Probably gave away like 100 free drinks. Got keys to a new flat on a Friday afternoon. The place had electric but it wasn't in my name. Went to the electric company just before closing and the lady said, "Flat 8 you say? We only have record of 7 flats on that building." Tell you what, glances at the clock. Come back Monday with the serial number on your meter, and we'll get you all hooked up. I never went back and enjoyed free electric for over 2 years until I moved out. Circle 880s. You could make a long distance collect call from a payphone and charge it to a private number. The operator would call the other number to confirm. We'd ask the operator to call the number of another payphone nearby and have a friend authorize the call. Free long distance for almost a year. In high school, our PE grade was based on improvement. We took a skills test at the beginning and another at the end, and your grade was based on how much you improved. So, once I learned that, I always sucked at the first test and ended miraculously better at the second. So I had a massive improvement and thus, a better grade. I used to live in an apartment across the road from a casino whilst at university. They released an app where if you check in you get points that go towards free food and drinks. Because I was close enough to the casino I could just check in without going to the casino itself. Every Saturday I used to get a free burger, fries and drink and watch sport in the sports bar. They eventually scrapped the app. It was awesome considering I was a broke uni student. I had a somewhat similar one. I worked in a renovated office building that had casino on first floor. Every month they would send me a promo pack that included $5 free plays. So periodically I'd go to lunch, put the $20 down on roulette red black, and if I won take the $20 and leave. Went on for around a year before they stopped sending me coupons. Used to work for the BBC. They have, as you'd expect, their entire archive digitized. I was working on some cloud stuff so needed access to it to check some access rights. This was literally everything ever shown on the BBC ever downloadable in a ton of video and audio formats. iPlayer is just a fraction of what was in that archive. Took them about 6 years after I left to remove my account. So 6 years free access to probably the largest TV and movie database around. When Lyft first came out, they were giving away free rides up to like $20-$30 if I remember correctly. All you had to do was refer a friend. So me and my college roommate just made a few email address, and somehow my free rides glitched and I just kinda had free rides for the year. Arby's used to have a take a survey on the back of the receipt and get a free roast beef sandwich. But when I got the free one, I got a receipt then too. I bought one sandwich, got literally dozens for free over the course of a year or so. Because I was a good student and rarely got into trouble, I was allowed to have my own phone extension in my room. So, if I was out past curfew, I'd call home. When my mom answered, I'd say, "It's for me, I've got it," and she'd think I was up in my room. She never did catch on. D, you just reminded me of mine. Back in the olden days, late 90s, cell phone minutes were expensive and I also had a landline extension in my bedroom for the kids line that we used for dial-up internet. When my mom told me I had to get off the phone and go to bed, I'd schedule down to the minute a time for my boyfriend to call me back. In order to have it not ring, I'd call the weather line and listen to the forecast on repeat and wait for him to beep in on call waiting. We'd talk till sunup some nights, then arrange for him to pick me up from the school bus stop and I'd ditch out for the first few periods. Our young love. Obligatory not years, but I can't believe I got away with it. My mum gave me £20 to buy a big thing of a certain brand of cat food which normally costs £10.99. Now here's the thing, when I entered the store I was given a coupon for £5 off that particular brand of cat food. The store was also doing £5 off the type of cat food I entered for. I got to the till and the food was priced at £5.99. I handed over my coupon and it was scanned so that the food was 0.99p. I couldn't believe my luck because normally it says not for use in conjunction with any other offer. But here's the real kicker, the lady behind the till gave me another coupon, so you can bet your goddamn life I went round again and left the store with £22.98 worth of cat food for £1.98 with a third coupon in my hand. The only reason I didn't keep exploiting the loophole was because I had to carry it all home on my BMX. At my current apartment complex, they just changed the laundry machines, so you need to use this super shitty slow app. I found out if you press start on the app and start on the machine and then back out of the app while it's chatting with the machine, the machine will start but won't charge any money. Been washing and drying for free for a few months. App name is similar to Small GS or Small Payments. At my old job we had a vending machine in the basement that gave change back when you bought something. Sometimes it gave more than you paid. No one used this machine as the basement was being reconstructed, but it was regularly filled. The thing we clocked in on when I worked at Kmart would run to the closest quarter hour. So by clocking in 8 minutes early and clocking out 8 minutes after my shift, I got paid for 30 minutes rather than for the 16 minutes. By exploiting this, I was paid 2.5 hours of overtime a week, cumulatively. During my time there, this added up to about 6.5 weeks of extra pay. I wasn't ever caught, though, so you're the reason Kmart closed and we don't have Rosie O'Donnell commercials anymore. Thank you. I work in a law firm that bills out at quarter hours, but our policy is to round up once we hit 7 minutes on a particular task. Sensible policy in practice, but it means, theoretically, I could bill 51 hours in a single day if I could complete 205 discrete tasks that each take exactly 7 minutes and do them back to back to back for 24 hours straight. Ridiculous, of course, but these are the kind of dreams that get a lawyer ahead in this world. I don't know if this counts as a loophole, but back when I was an unemployed college student and before public transport tickets became electronic where I live, I used to cover my ticket in a thin layer of glue stick, so when I validated the ticket the ink would stay on top of the glue layer. I would then wash the ticket very carefully with water and the ink would come off. I'd let it dry and I magically had a brand new ticket. This would last about a week before the ticket started looking too weird. was living near attending our local university, while working full-time in an economy in the midst of a recession. I barely had enough money to pay the bills, let alone eat. Where I live is very well known for its tourist industry casinos, so I had quite a few friends who worked in it would tell me about these massive employee luncheon cafeterias. At that time there were no ID cards or lanyards to be scanned or checked. All you needed was to find it, be dressed appropriately to the employer's dress code. After my friend I did a dry run on one of those trips. In order for me to find it without getting lost I would go it alone. For almost 3 years I had lunched in a for free, learning the peak service times, the dead zones. Even got along with some of the cafeteria workers and custodial crews. There used to be a third-party warranty you could get at Newegg that was called replacement or a fund. It was for laptops that were under $500. The warranty cost like $75 for 2 years. At the end of 2 years, I would file a claim for whatever small thing was wrong with the laptop, headphone jack, card reader, bad key, etc. I would send it to them, and they would refund me the full $500. Then I would just buy a different laptop and get the warranty again. I rolled the same $500 for 3 different laptops. I basically rented a laptop from Newegg for $37 per year. 2 from college. Not exactly loopholes but playing the system. Pizza chain had coupons printed on their larger boxes. With 10 coupons you could get a free cheese carry-out pizza. Used to raid every single trash can of their pizza boxes in the dorms. Or offer to throw away someone's box for the coupons. Rarely paid for a pizza, but got plenty of cheese carry-outs for free. Campus paper printed a coupon for 2 free game tokens in the bowling alley arcade in the student union. Limit 1 coupon per day. I got a stack of coupons. Free campus paper. Twice a week I had to go through the student union for class and was usually with a friend. She was a good sport, and the 2 of us cashing in coupons meant 4 game tokens a day. 8 per week. I made her a pair of earrings out of 2 game tokens for being a good sport. I had a killer racket in school where I would buy the graduating class's used textbooks for like $5 and then sell them to a third-party bookseller in the next town over who would pay me between $25-$30 for each one. Eventually people started asking questions and others figured out the deal. I had a similar experience. My school textbook store was required to buy books back at 50% of what they sell them for. However, they don't have to be bought from the textbook store in order to be bought back. I'd buy cheap used books from Amazon for $5.10 and see back to the campus bookstore for $15.50 depending on the book. Still going on and a great way to turn a quick profit each semester. On the original Kindle, you could purchase a book with an expired card and Amazon would send you the book. A minute later, you'd receive a notification saying the payment didn't go through. You had to select something stating you were aware of this, and then they would take the book back. If you hit the home button, it took you out of the notification and you could continue reading the book, unaware that the payment didn't go through. I did this once a month my junior year in high school. The summer before senior year, I could not do it anymore. Coincidentally, my passion for reading died around that time. Not intentional, but once I found out I didn't stop. Years ago I used my card to pay for Xbox Live during a period before I could pick up a manual 1-year subscription. But when I tried to remove my card details it wouldn't let me and said I had to call MS directly. Being lazy but smart, I decided to just change the security numbers that were saved so it wouldn't process any future payments. And it never did. But somehow I still kept getting Xbox Live access. This went on for about 1.5 years before it stopped. I was never contacted about paying anything for what I'd used either. Part-time retail worker for big chain. Work gives employees a 5% discount over all purchases, increasing to 10% on store products. Gift cards are store products. So are vegetables and a lot of groceries. By paying $45 on a $50 gift card and then using said card for my shopping, I can purchase $55.55 in groceries, for an effective 19% discount on almost all my essential shopping, and 14.5% on everything else. I have on occasion bought a card online on my phone while queuing at the checkout, 4 years strong and still wondering when they'll realize they're giving me a discount on money. Photoshopped a college parking pass to hang in my rearview mirror, complete with a fake barcode, even had it laminated. Free parking for 3 years. Save 250/year. It was only once. Bought a game. License. On Steam for a game which was on a different launcher. Tried out the game. Didn't enjoy it and refunded it. Later I checked the alternate launcher and while Steam gave me my money back, they never cancelled the license at the other company. Got a game with its newest expansion. 70. For free. Whole Foods used to have bacon on the breakfast bar. Cooked bacon weighs almost nothing. I would get a pound of cooked bacon for $8. It lasted almost a week. Bacon crumbles for the salad, for the turkey sandwich, and the 100 other things that you can toss bacon into. I used this method for almost a year. Then they stopped putting bacon outside. I used to work at a grocery store and we had this era of the steak discounts. Hundreds of coupons for $5 off a steak were just everywhere for some reason. I found out that if I used the self-checkout and bought a steak that was less than $5 while using the coupon, the machine would give me back the difference in change. I ate dozens of free steaks and filled my change jar up nicely. I have always lived in a different city town than where I work. I've also always worked in an industry that gives preference to my co-workers who are parents. I learned early on that when asking for time off, if I listed going out of town as a reasoning, there would be no question or hesitation to grant the time off. I'm rarely ever traveling as that label suggests. I'm merely at my home. In another town I have one co-worker I have told, but the vast majority have yet to ever figure out my system. When I was in college they had this deal where if you signed up for a free trial of Netflix you could get a $10 gift code for Papa John's. They didn't even ask for a credit card back then, just an email. So I would just make new email addresses to use and would get a code every time. Not only did I get free Netflix for a while, but I also got a lot of free pizza. My first credit card ever when I was 18, many moons ago. I opened a bank account and they sent me a CC. I used it for just shy of 2 years. All kinds of stuff. My first apartment was baller. Never got a bill. Bought nice clothes, systems, subscriptions, food, you name it. Never got a bill. Went to the bank one day to deposit some money and ask when my new card was coming. My old one was about to expire. And they said, "What CC? You aren't supposed to have this." They took it on the spot, never got a bill. Tens of thousands of dollars easily. All for free. My high school counselors told everyone we needed 2 years of a foreign language to graduate. It was common knowledge. Everyone just listened and took the classes. Everyone. I read the student handbook and it listed the graduation requirements and it said nothing about foreign language. I never took one. My friends didn't catch on until senior year, and when I told them, they warned that I would be in big trouble and might not get to graduate. They freaked out. One girl called me an idiot. I showed them the graduation requirements, available for anyone to read in the student handbook or counselor's office. No one ever said a word. I graduated. Always read the terms and conditions. All.